What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to dive into exactly how we scaled to $300,000 in just 5 months in the permanent LED lighting niche, the things that we did really well, the exact metrics, and 5 mistakes we made that I think we should have done differently, and then my exact offer to you on how we could help you do the same. If you guys are new here, my name is Carson Hall. Thank you for watching. I've generated almost $1 million in the home service niche across my businesses and other people's businesses. Regardless of the point, let's dive straight into it. First of all, we did 300K lighting, about a 30x ROAS. First thing I want to dive into is the spend. So we spent roughly $10,000, 351,000 impressions, around $2,000 a month to do this. And this was from middle to end of September to last year to about mid-January. And most of the revenue came from creatives like this, literally just like super simple before and after creatives, 4 objection handlers at the bottom, call to action, get a free quote. And we ended up with about 260 leads at an average cost per lead across the whole entire time frame of $38.78, which I know is a bit high, but there is a reason for that. And it's because we had an immense amount of conditional logic on our lead form to filter out a bunch of the tire kickers and make sure we were only getting highly qualified leads. So we're averaging about 52 leads a month our biggest reasoning on, as you can see, we had about 117 appointments off 260 leads, which is very solid, about $86 per appointment. 45% of the leads actually booked the appointment, was because we had really dialed speed to lead, which is just an instant text coming in right away and then calling leads within about 0 to 5 minutes. But as you can see, ad account metrics, $38 per lead, about 52 leads per month, instant text as soon as the lead comes in. And you can see that gave us about 117 appointments, which would be about $86 per appointment. So about 45% of the total leads that came through the funnel booked. So that's not total people that picked up the phone. That's people that actually booked on our calendar and showed to their appointment. We obviously had a little bit more bookings, but we had some no-shows. You guys know exactly how it is. And the reason we were able to have only an $86 cost per appointment is because of pre-appointment follow-up systems. And we're sending value-dense follow-up. Basically, what that looks like is text from the time that they book the appointment to the time the appointment actually comes, sending them automated text messages, not just any automated text messages like, hey, Jim, are you still ready for our appointment Thursday at 4 p.m.? Because that's just like sucks. It's AI. We're providing value, sending them photos and videos of homes we're done, videos and screenshots of our app, letting them know how things actually work, things they can actually do with the lights, which in return made them a lot more eager to actually show up to our appointments. And then fourth, I want to dive into with it, we did about 70 installs at a 60% close rate from appointment to close. So about 117 appointments, we had closed about 60% of them, which is iffy. We probably would be a lot higher if we did it again this year, just because we have the sales process so dialed in now. But our client acquisition cost was about $144 at an average order value of $42.89, which is okay. I think our average price per foot, so basically was roughly 25 to 30, somewhere in there, around $25 per foot. Say it was a $150 house, you get it. But one text was pretty much the entire system, or not, I want to say one text, but speed to lead was what really allowed us to do this, because without good speed to lead, our cost per booked appointment would have been a lot higher, and in return we would have just had a way lower conversion rate. We would have had way less appointments booked, and way less appointments booked means we would have closed less appointments, and in return would have made less money. As you see, you don't need a giant stack. If you literally just be fast, get in the home, close in the home, you're good. Next, I'm going to dive into the mistakes we made when scaling and what you should do differently. So first, funneling leads to the wrong place. This absolutely irks me. I will be scrolling on Instagram or Facebook all the time and see ads. And obviously I'm a marketer. I love funnel hacking people and seeing what they're doing. Maybe I could pick up on some pointers for myself, or just kind of see what people in the marketplace are doing. And you'll see a lot of people, one, either just boost a post, or two, just send them to their website. When in reality, you need to be sending them to a lead form or a landing page with conditional logic that filters out every single tire kicker before they even reach the pipeline. Without that, then you're just basically letting anyone come through the pipeline without vetting them or anything. So in return, you're obviously going to have a lot more tire kickers, people who aren't actually qualified coming through the pipeline, wasting your time. But this is what that looks like. Literally just a simple lead form. On ours, we have 3 questions. Here's the first question: what type of home you have? Super simple. And then we have 2 more questions, which I'm not going to dive into immediately. But number 2 is no system for the second a lead comes in. This is extremely important. Your I guess I could say your probability to get someone on the phone and to get the appointment booked when you have shitty speed to lead, like if you call them with literally it drops after 60 seconds of the lead coming in, then you're obviously going to get less appointments booked, which in return, you're going to make less money. Well, the way to fix that is just by putting a system or a process in place to help that. So the fix is literally just an instant automated text to the lead plus an alert to the setter when the lead comes in, so the setter can call them immediately. If the setter doesn't know when a lead's coming in, then you can never expect them to have good speed to lead. And all that looks like is something like this. Hey, it's Eric with Hound Lighting. I just got your request form for the permanent lights. I'll shoot you a call by the end of the day to schedule a demo for the permanent light. Now, there's a reason that I send 2 texts instead of just 1 long text, because I feel it seems a lot more human-like. You know, like most automated texts are just 1 big text, and it's like you can kind of tell if it's automated. But if you send 2 texts with like a 15 to 30 second delay, then it's like, oh yeah, it's like, of course a human sent that. Or at least that's how I feel it. Another one would be a dedicated setter. So speed to lead, otherwise speed to lead dies. And this matters because a dedicated setter calling at 1 minute versus 5 minutes is the difference between connecting to the lead right away or losing them. Speed to lead is genuinely one of is the whole entire game in this, because I'm not gonna lie, if you ran no lead form and you just had like literally name, phone number, email, if you have good speed to lead, then like you're still going to have a high booking rate and your cost per booked appointment is going to be low because you're just getting on the phone with everyone. You're gonna have the best funnel in the entire world. And if your speed to lead sucks, it doesn't matter. Your cost per booked call is still going to be high because they genuinely have just like kind of forgot about it. And I've experienced this firsthand with companies that I had bad speed to lead on, and it's 1000% true. But the fourth one is no value packed pre-appointment follow-up. I talked about this is one of the biggest things with us to have an $86 cost per booked appointment, or cost per qualified booked appointment, I should say. And the fix of this is literally just automated value packed text before the demo the lights, color options, customization, show them warm, or then they show up warm and sold, not just cold. They should already have a decent idea of what your lights do and what your product is compared to other companies before you even get to the house. So at the house, it's really just building a little bit more value, building relationship and trust within you and your company, and then closing. An example of this one, still good for today. I'll take a look at your roof lines, go over color options, get you the exact pricing. It takes about 20 minutes. That's not an extreme amount of value because I don't want to like just give you the whole entire thing, but there is a little bit of value there. And obviously we send a lot more texts with like videos of other people's houses that we've installed, photos of other people's houses. And this year we're even going to move into sending them like AI rendered images of what their house would look like with the permanent lights already on them, which I think is going to be amazing in terms of show rate and booking rate, just because the value is already built. Instead of me sending them a photo or someone else's house with our lights on them, I'm sending them their home and what it would look like with our lights on their house. I just didn't want to put that in there because we haven't implemented it yet, and I'm not going to put something in here that I haven't done yet. Now, we will be moving into that though. And number 5, no data tracking / flying blind. This matters because without actual like good data tracking, then you're literally just making decisions based off emotion and gut feeling. In any business, I don't care what business you are in, if you're making decisions off emotions and gut feeling, your business is inevitably going to fail. Every single decision in business should be made off some data. Like we shouldn't be making, unless it's like the first time you're doing something, then it's like, yeah, make the educated guess and do your research. That's part of taking a risk in business. But at this point, when you're running ads, majority of your decisions should literally be made off data and numbers, data-driven decisions. And the way to do that is to just have a dashboard set up that is connected to everything that shows you all of your metrics, just like this says. So those are the 5 mistakes that I think some of these mistakes we didn't even make, but I know these are extremely important to get right. Otherwise, you are not going to succeed at the highest level you could. But next, I'm going to go in exactly what we would do for you if we were to come into your business and help you scale. This is the exact system we build. We provide still ad creatives. We design the image ads and your account runs. The still creatives people see in the feeds, pretty self-explanatory. These are the creatives that generated over 60% of that $300,000 in revenue we talked about earlier in the video. So we're obviously going to keep printing with these. And then if they stop working, iterate, but we generate all still creatives for you. You don't even have to worry about that at all. We generate all video ad scripts for you with pointers on how to actually film ads, the tonality you should have in the ads, body language, framing, and things of that nature. Really, all you have to do is just get in front of the camera and read the script with the correct tonality we tell you to have. Next, we give you a fully built out marketing and sales CRM with full speed of lead automations, and every lead is contacted as soon as it comes in. You have lead tracking, lead follow-up automations, pretty much anything you need inside a sales and marketing CRM to succeed, which is pretty self-explanatory. Pre-appointment automations, which is kind of part of this, but value dense follow-up that goes out before the appointment. So leads show up warm and ready to actually be closed and not like they have no idea what you're talking about when you show up to their house to give the demo. And I blurred this out just because I'm not going to give you the whole entire automation, but this is an example of what an pre-follow appointment automation would look like. And then next, we obviously have ads management. We are going to be in the ad account daily, launching ads, watching the numbers, adjusting, optimizing the ads. Here's an example of an ad account that of one of our clients. I feel like this is all pretty self-explanatory. I just kind of have to put it in front of you. And then this is not something we always do, but because I've literally closed hundreds of thousands of dollars in permanent lighting, we are throwing this in as a free value add for every single one of our permanent lighting clients. We are doing 2 calls a month with your team or you, whoever the salesperson is, sales training on permanent lighting, whether that's mock pitching, going over framing, tonality, whatever it is, free sales training twice a month to show your team how to actually set and close permanent lighting deals effectively so that you guys can make the most amount of money. And the last part is a Instagram and Facebook profile optimization. We clean up and optimize your Instagram and Facebook profiles, everything from the bio, the profile photos, highlights, links. So anyone who looks you up before sees the business that they're actually hiring, or anyone who clicks on your profile before submitting the ad can see that you're actually like a reputable company rather than just like some Joe-ass company that has an completely unoptimized Instagram with no highlights, no dialed bio, no dialed links and whatnot. And then most importantly, pricing. We charge $2,500 a month flat for the whole entire thing. Or if you're someone who has been burned by a marketing agency before and you want to work on performance, we are totally fine with that because we're obviously just going to make more money that way. And we charge $2.50 for every job closed that is from our marketing efforts. So not $2.50 flat, but $2.50 per foot of every single job closed that is from our marketing efforts. So if you run a permanent lighting company or you run a home service-based company and you're looking into getting into permanent lighting or holiday lighting this winter, book a call with me below. We'll go over a full audit on your permanent lighting company if you already have one, or what it would look like for you to add permanent lighting and just dive into kind of the marketing play we would run for you as a whole. Other than that, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys keep making a fuck ton of money and cheers, fellas.